Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Quick update here for Gala, seeing what's going on. We're just going to talk briefly about this descending trend that's been broken, as well as this range-bound activity and why this coin is going to probably continue to skyrocket. So we're going to talk about that and much more. If you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site linked down below. I do have a trading academy, community, and signals group. Also, congrats again to our community members here for some fantastic profits. These are trades taken recently. Got our ICP long, 58%. Previous ICP as well from last month, 82. Gala, nice 25-day, 105% trade. These are only 5x leverage trades. Very safe and effective profits there. So again, awesome stuff. Some really cool stuff coming through here. Getting some good trades too. Even some short-term ones like Bake, for example. And then what I think we also took BSV short. I mean, the list kind of goes on here. So again, check it out in your own time, cryptocash.tech. What we want to look at here, though, with Gala is some quick stuff. First of all, the big picture's looking pretty juicy here. We're breaking 70 in the RSI, which is a fantastic sign. We got massive amount of money flowing into this coin, too. So when the MFI is high, you can expect the price to stay high with it. Okay, so today's little push is probably not going to be the end. It's likely the beginning of a continuation. We take a look, of course, here at the MACD. We're significantly overextended, for lack of better terms, or just simply put, massive convergence here. And a lot of times when a convergence occurs like that, it can continue much further. So if we take a look at previous times, you'll see here when Gala takes off, it doesn't look back for a long time. Okay, so just bear in mind, I think there's a good chance we're going to continue. What we want to talk about here, though, is the most recent resistance level here. We can kind of see that that is a previous resistance, 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row, or 4 days within about a 2-week period. We saw the price action reject off that level. Also an initial rejection roughly 3 days ago from Gala. Okay? So now that we've broken through that, we can presume that will be a potential support level. Okay? Again, I like to say presume. You're not going to assume, right? But the bottom line is that the price action being through that level, it's a good sign. If we can close above that here today in about 4 more hours or less, we can see that that's a good chance it's going to hold that level. Okay, so if I'm going to look for a long closer to 2 cents even, or just say 20.50 would be a good point. Okay, again, I'm using round numbers here, but generally speaking, that's what we're looking at there. We also want to take a quick look at the moving averages and recognize that the 50-day SMA and the 20 are both below. That's fantastic. But the 200 here is a potential resistance level too. So we just got to be mindful of that guy, and that does fall into this stronger volume profile up here that we have, where we can see there's a decent amount of volume right here at this range, and that's going to work as a potential resistance level. Okay, so if you're going to have some profit targets right now, make sure your profit target is just below that level, so maybe like 2.3 cents instead of 2.35, right? You always want to try to kind of go just below a key resistance and take profit if you're going to be taking a trade right now. Okay, so just some friendly advice. Again, I teach all that in my trading academy within my premium membership, but just want to let you know that's absolutely something that's important to recognize. So look at the 4-hour here. Moving averages, we're up over the 20-day SMA. See this nice ascending trend. Keep in mind the 20-day SMA is a very strong trend setter, so the fact that we're staying above that level is extremely important. Doesn't mean that the price is just going to continue to shoot up, but it does imply that we're above that level, and that if the price does pull back, we could see some support bouncing out that level. We also got this ascending trend line here too, so the price goes sideways and down. We can expect that to potentially hold the price action in place. The reason why these trend lines are important isn't because it's like, oh, I'm just going to buy the dip when it happens and I'm going to, just going to bounce off that automatically. No, it just kind of lets you know that if you're on this side of the trading, then it's more bullish, right? If the price inevitably breaks down below, then you can kind of anticipate the price probably coming lower. Okay, a lot of different ways of looking at it. That's kind of how I like to look at it myself. Take a look. Let's see here at some liquidity. We got that previous liquidity level that has been swept, which is fantastic. We do have some previous fair value as well from pretty much that larger time frame here. So again, all the more reason why this price action shot up the way that it did, to kind of sweep that extra liquidity. Very, very common occurrence. If we take a look quickly at the moving averages, we can kind of see, once again, with the RSI, we're up over 70, or we're testing 70 pretty much right at this point. So in truth, there's a good chance that we're going to be able to maintain this price action, but it is a little bit overextended. However, we got a MACD convergence here too. This is a strong motivational consideration for a long position, essentially, by seeing that convergence occur. Okay, so while this candlestick is quite aggressive and it's one of those situations where it could pull back, we want to recognize that the price action being where it's at, it could continue higher and should continue higher. Let's take a quick peek at the hourly and wrap it up here for us. Taking a look at the hourly, we can kind of see really quick here that there is some really good things to note. Okay, first of all, conversion line is barely above the baseline, so it's kind of telling us that we're losing that momentum to the upside here. We also want to recognize that TD sequential is telling us we're at an 8 on this push, If you look at this previous time frames, you see a 9 here when the price action overextended itself. Okay, so there's a decent chance we could see the price pull back because of that, but there's also a solid chance it could consolidate here at this level 2, being a previous resistance. Okay, so previous resistance, turn support. There's a good chance of that. But what I'm getting at here is that the lagging span is basically free and clear. So even though we're losing momentum, we're above some key levels here, and this is basically 3 out of 3 indications that we want to keep our long position open. Okay, so for my community members with our Gala trade, we've got 4 out of 5 profit targets. Let the rest ride. We've already taken majority of our profits. If it pulls back, the stop loss has already been adjusted to break even. So we're in good shape no matter how you look at it. Okay. So again, all the more important to kind of relax and take a deep breath, if you will, because sometimes when prices run like this, it's like you get this severe FOMO. But it's important to recognize it's good to kind of just relax and maybe wait it out a little bit. Let it calm down first. Okay. But again, just to quickly note, we didn't touch on this earlier, the daily is exuding some overextension as well. We've got roughly 9 days of overextension. You do got to recognize, though, we had a decent amount of consolidation in this area, so this 9 isn't really 100% accurate. I do think there's much more gas left in the tank. So to me, I'm leaning more towards the price going up than going down with Gala. That's pretty much where it's at. All right, so hopefully that helped get some clarity for you. Thanks again for watching. I hope that you did yourself a service and watched all the way through so you can understand specifically what goes into this, because it isn't just one thing. You can't just get an answer and go for it. You got to kind of look at these things and evaluate them yourself and make sure that you use your own risk tolerance. Again, all things I teach. Link down below if you want to become a better trader. Help us grow our Twitter, social media, basically Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. All links down below. Fantastic groups here. Awesome people that we work with, and some fantastic traders here too. Some that are just killing it and obviously posting their losses too. And I respect that, because that's absolutely the way it goes. Yes, you take some losses sometimes. That's just the way it goes. But hey, PTSD or not, you got to persevere. All right. Well, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.